I started by cutting this 1 inch wide by 1/2 inch thick piece of wood into different sizes. I have one 13.5 inch, two 12.5 inch pieces, two 12 inch pieces, and two 11 inch pieces. And I get this wood from Lowe's for a couple bucks. And I'm going to take my biggest piece and put it in the center, and then I'm going to go down in size and place one on the top and one on the bottom. And once I have all of those stacked together, I also cut a 9 inch piece and a 5 inch piece. And I stack those on the top. And then I took my Elmer's wood glue, I have it in a glue bot dispenser, and I'm just adding some glue to the side of each piece of wood. And then once I had all of that glued, I took my clamp and I just clamped it on each side, and then I'm going to allow that to dry. I then cut two 9 inch pieces and one 12.5 inch piece, and I put this on the back side to hold all of the pieces together as well. And then I cut a 9 inch stem, and I had it at a 45-degree angle cut. And I glued that, and I let everything dry. And once it was all dry, I took some black Wise Owl paint, and I just gave it a nice first coat. I then allowed that to dry, and once that was fully dry, I took some Mandarina from Wise Owl, and I painted on top of the black. I just like the look this gives. I'd rather see the black peek through the orange than have just the bare wood underneath. And once that dried, I then took some chocolate from Wise Owl paint and just painted the stem brown. I got this stencil from Studio R12, and it says Thankful and Blessed, and I just centered it on my pumpkin, and using some antique Villa and a foam dabber, I took a very small amount of paint and just dabbed over the stencil. You want to make sure you do not use too much paint, as too much paint will bleed underneath the stencil. And once that was fully covered, I removed the stencil and I allowed that to dry. You can also connect your letters with a small art brush. I then got this colored ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I cut this piece about 6 inches. And then I took a skinnier ribbon, and I am not that great at making bows, so what I did is I cut 2 pieces of the skinny ribbon, and I hot glued them to the top of the bigger ribbon, and I just crisscrossed them. And then I just took the center and scrunched it, and using some jute, I just tied a knot. Now the bigger green ribbon is a wired edge, so you can shape this nicely. And then I took one of these large burlap leaves that I also got from the Dollar Tree. They came 5 in a pack. And I glued that to the side of the stem. And then I took my bow that I made, and I used a small skinny piece of the brown and orange ribbon to just wrap around to hide the jute. And then I took some hot glue and just attached it on top of the burlap leaf. And that's it. Now we just have this fun pumpkin decor made from some inexpensive wood that I get right from Lowe's, and we used a Studio R12 stencil. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Paint products can be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com, and don't forget, you can check out some other tutorials on our webpage or our YouTube. Have a great day.